our first guest tonight is a Tony and Academy Award nominated actor. You know from movies like Schindler's List, Love Actually, Batman Begins, and the Taken franchise. His latest film, Absolution, is in theaters November 1st. Let's take a look.
Do me a favor and get on the floor.
What?
Get on the floor.
Why?
When this guy passes us, he's gonna take a good long look. I don't need him seeing your pants.
I'm cool. I'm cool.
You're not. Do me a favor. Get down. Get on the
No, I'm not getting on the floor. Wait. Stop.
Get down. Get down.
Please welcome back to the show, Liam Neeson, everybody. Welcome back, Liam. Are you well?
Worse.
You're worse?
Yeah.
I
I
asked
know a
you.
Groucho Marx joke.
Is it?
Marx ran anytime he said, "How are you doing, Mr. Marx?" Worse.
Sorry.
So I've adopted it.
But it's nice to have you here. I was say this is a very interesting premise for a film. You are a gangster, an aging gangster,
Yes.
who's maybe losing his faculties a bit.
May I?
Yeah.
Sorry, sir.
No, of course. Take your time. This.
An aging gangster attempts to reconnect with his children and rectify the mistakes in his past, but the criminal underworld won't loosen their grip willingly.
That's really good. No, this has been something you've been doing recently on our show. You bring the log line because you want to make sure. Yeah.
Because I don't want to sit and go, well, it's about this guy who...
Yeah. Because somebody put a lot of time into this.
Yes,
And they got it just right, so why not just read it?
yes. And, I should read too.
There's
Yolanda
more?
Ross,
Oh, great.
co-star Frankie Shaw, Ron Perlman, and the kids you saw, Daniel Deemer. Terrific actor.
That's a great cast. You know, I had an expectation you might read another log line, and because you have such a prolific career, I thought maybe I would take this opportunity to read you some log lines of previous films and see if you could name the movie or even your character.
Seth, I've made 104.
You've made 104.
It's gonna be a long
104.
night.
So if you get 2 right, you win. An assassin for hire becomes a... Can I borrow your glasses?
Yes. Plus 1.5.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly what I need. An assassin for hire becomes a target after he refuses to complete a job for a dangerous criminal organization.
Love Actually. Come on.
That's what you remember from Love Actually?
Yeah.
I think you're like this character in your new movie. I think
No,
you're...
so which one was that?
That was Memory.
Memory.
Okay. All right, here's... A grieving outdoorsman seeks out revenge against the drug dealers who killed his son.
Cold Pursuit.
Yeah, well done. Cold Pursuit. All right, this is for the win. A local thief plans the biggest heist of his life with the help of some unlikely accomplices.
The Nut Job.
The animated film The Nut Job, correct. Wow. Well done. We tried to trick you, but you had us. You had us dead to rights.
I think I was a raccoon in that one.
You were. By the way, that's how I'm going to say it from now on, a raccoon.
Yes.
You also have a mustache in this film. I was wondering if you could rank some of your facial hair. I mean, personally, Gangs of New York, that's like an outstanding mustache, right?
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's one.
And that was my own, too.
Is it? How often are they your own?
3 times, maybe?
There's some good ones there, right?
Oh, this was all my hair, of course.
I know.
I wish.
Wait, here we go. We actually have your nut job character there. You do look like a guy who's about to do one last heist. Yes. You mentioned Love Actually. The holidays are coming around, and that movie is sort of everywhere, I think, every holiday. Did you have any sense while you were making that one that it would endure for that long?
No, not the longevity of it.
Yeah.
But any time in the past, well, we made it 20, 21 years ago, I've been flicking channels, and if it comes on, you hear Hugh Grant talking about, before the Twin Towers came down, all the messages that people sent that were murdered were messages of love. And I defy anybody to switch channels when you hear that.
It's really
You know
something.
what I mean? I'm not trying to make that a downer, but it was a beautiful script, and because we weren't all
Yeah, it
the
was
whole
modular
cast,
film, right,
The
yeah.
whole cast weren't there together.
So when you went to the premiere, were you just like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, come on!
Yeah, there's a lot of
Everybody.
great, yeah. With Alan Rickman, why am I supposed to care about this? Taken's another film that I feel like, also endures. Fantastic. Certainly feels like a trajectory, a career-changing trajectory for you to do that part. Was that something, did they come to you with that script?
No, I had read it, and I was going to the Shanghai Film Festival with my lovely wife, and I knew Luc Besson, the French director-producer, was a member of the jury. And I thought, oh, I'd love to get a chance to pull him aside, you know. So I did, and said, look, I'm sure I'm not even on your short list or your long list for this, but I'd love to do it. You know, I used to be a boxer and blah, blah, blah. I'd love the chance to do it. And secretly thinking, and it's straight to video. Because I have a particular set of skills. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. So seriously, I did. And my wife, we thought it was straight to video.
Yeah.
And it became very successful. And
I love
totally
that you went
surprised.
out of your way to get cast in a straight-to-video.
I know. I was desperate in those days.
I just picture you being like, I just want you to know I believe in the script. I think it's
Yes.
amazing. It was one of those movies. I mean, did you know? I mean, because it was one of those movies where the trailer was that speech. I remember everybody was so. I think it was like a hit based on the trailer and the way that great movies used to be.
I know. And my wife, God love her, one weekend, it was a Sunday, it opened on a Friday or Saturday, and she always brought me a cup of tea and a bran muffin. Every morning, right? So I heard her coming up the stairs, giggling. And I'm like, oh, what's happened now? So she came in, set the tea down, gave me the muffin, started giggling. Said, guess what? She says, Tekken is debuted at number 3 or something, and then it went up to number 2, then number 4, then it went up again. It was like, and we were giggling. Embarrassment, seriously.
Well, fantastic. I love that you guys can laugh about your success. It's really fun. That would be what my wife would do. She'd come in and be like, well, I can't believe it either, but you're ahead. Against all odds.
Yes. Who'd have thunk it?
I want to ask about something I read your grandfather used to do, which is he would take you when you were very young to funerals.
Yeah.
But not of people either you or he knew.
No, he was. He started his work life as an Irish Waterford steam engine driver, graduated into the electric trains, and when he retired, he was going through the local paper one morning, the obituary column, and saw a name like O'Herlihy, and thought, I worked with an O'Herlihy. He shoveled coal for me in 1951 or something. So he would inevitably walk out to where the church was, and if I was there, I'd have to go out too. And inevitably, it would be the priest, my grandfather, a gravedigger, and me. Just nobody there. So he took it on himself. Every week, he would go down the column, the death column, and see if he knew your name, and we'd walk out to attend these funerals.
Were you at the age where you were hoping he wouldn't see any names? He
Exactly.
recognized? Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Steve Martin and Marty Short were on last
Yes.
night. You were saying backstage, I had forgotten, this is a ways back, Leap of Faith.
Leap of Faith with Steve Martin 73 and a half years ago. We shared a house in a place called Plainview, Texas.
Yeah.
We were kind of like the odd couple.
Yeah.
But I remember one morning coming down to the kitchen, and Steve was there with a laptop doing this sort of stuff. And I was like, what is he doing? And this is years ago. And he said, he was giggling away, and he said, "Do you know Martin Short?" I said, I know the name. He says, "He's a good friend of mine. He's so funny." And he started laughing again. That was it.
just email it. And
That was
laugh.
it. Yeah, just doing all this.
I'm very excited. I think we mentioned it last time you were here. You just wrapped. You played Frank Drebin in a reboot of Naked Gun.
Yes.
This was filmed by my dear friend Akiva Schaffer, is the director, and it's such perfect casting. I mean, you are so funny being dry. I mean, anybody who's ever seen you and Stephen Merchant and Ricky Gervais is one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in anything.
Yeah, because I'm a funny guy. So.
But I feel like we have a lot. We have a lot to look forward to. It's you and Pamela Anderson, and
Oh, Pamela she's going to steal the film. I hate
great.
using that word steal, but she's
yeah.
wonderful.
Well, I can't wait for that, and I do hope you'll come back when that comes out. And it's just always so great to see you. Thank you so much, Lane. Liam Neeson, everybody, Absolution opens at theaters November 1st. We'll be right back with Penny Slate.